Hello everyone, CatWeazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot, where we're now on episode 4 and at the start of turn 6. Let's have a quick recap and I'll also go through a couple of changes to the playing area. But first of all, both Wendy and Roland are here in the hallway. We've managed to pick up all the clues out of the attic, but it does have a ghoul minion in it. We've got to move into the cellar, and we've got a horrific icy ghoul that awaits us there, so that is going to be nice. I've changed the playing area around a little bit, in that I wanted a bit more room down here, so I've moved these card holders down, and I've stood up our character cards here, and it's just given us a little bit more room, and the cards and the discard are here. We've still got room for the encounter cards and everything, but I thought we had enough to actually move it all down a bit and sort of give ourselves a little bit more room. I don't think it makes the threat area a bit smaller, but so I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough for 5 for Roland's threat area and 5 for Wendy's. Hopefully that'll be more than enough. One other change we've got is within regards to the chaos tokens. You may notice a slightly different sound. That's because the coin capsules have turned up, and this is what they look like. So it's basically a plastic cover for the tokens. So they look very nice, and if you want to look without a token in, this is what they look like. And you sort of just flick them open like that. You pop your token in and then you flick them closed again. So there you go, they're just like a clear acrylic capsule for them. So I've done those, and I've done all the rest of the other ones that I'm not using, so we will be using those going forwards. Right, I think that's it for the introduction for this particular episode. So let's get straight into the laugh and chuckle phase of turn 6. And here we are at turn 6. So first of all, we put a doom on the agenda. It's up to 3, so we don't have to flip it. After that, it's an encounter card each. So first one is for Roland, and he gets Frozen in Fear. Brilliant. This is a real bad one. Terror. Revelation. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight or evade, each round it costs 1 additional action. Forced. At the end of your turn, test willpower, and it'll have a score of 3. If you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. Right, that's horrendous. So that is just the thing we didn't want, because we wanted to put 2 hits onto the icy ghoul, if you remember. Well, it's going to cost us 2 to go down the cellar, but I don't think there's a great deal we can do about it. We're just stuck with it. Right, next after that it is Wendy. She gets Crept, Revelation, test willpower, 4. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. If you cannot, then you take 2 damage instead. The supernatural cold threatens to freeze your soul. Bah-ha-ha-ha. Okay, right, put that there. So we've got a test willpower. Her willpower is 4, so we're currently at 0. Is there anything we can chuck at it? Dee. He says, looking desperately for a willpower icon. No, there isn't, but they're in the same spot, so can Roland help her out? He's got guts, but I'd like to save that for the actual Frozen in Fear. No, we're stuck with it. So she does get a redraw though. So what do we get? And we get a -1. Is it worth redrawing? Yes, we will chuck Stray Cat. And we'll give it another go. And we get a 0. Yes! Fantastic. So we didn't lose anything apart from stray cat, but we didn't want to lose anything she was actually holding, so that's excellent. Right, so that is the end of the mythos phase of turn 6. Let's move on to the investigation phase. And here we are in the investigation phase. I've just took another look at Frozen in Fear. We can't even fight because it'll take us 2 to move into the cellar and then it'll take us 2 to fight and we'd only have 1 action left. So guess what? We're going to be stuck in the hallway once again. So what are we going to do? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we're up to 8. We can't draw another card. So what I'm going to do is use 2 actions to draw 2 resources. We are really not doing very well on tempo here. We're having some real bad luck. So that is 4. With our last action, what we're going to do is we're going to put guard dog in play. So I'm going to spend 3 to put guard dog in play. I don't think it has any supplies on it. No, it just means that if we get attacked, then if we put the damage onto guard dog, then guard dog will do a damage on whatever's attacking us. I think that's how it works. So those are our 3 actions for this turn for Roland. Again, oh, and we've got to do Frozen in Fear now because it's the end of his turn. So that's a willpower test. It's set at 3. Our willpower is 3, so that is plus 0. But we want to get rid of it, so we're going to throw guts at it. So that's an extra 2 willpower. So that is a -2 or better. I don't think we've got any other willpower. We've got first aid, but I'm not chucking that at it. So I'll just check these as I move them up. No. So that is just going to be -2 or better. -1. Phew, got rid of it. So we lose guts, but we also get rid of Frozen in Fear, thankfully. Discard that over there. So hopefully next turn he'll finally be able to get into the cellar. Next up, Wendy. What's Wendy going to do? Well, I don't fancy sending her into the cellar on a Jack Jones, to be perfectly honest. And we need to get Leo DeLuca out, I think. So what she's going to do is she's going to spend 2 of her actions to get 2 resources, which puts her up to 6. We're going to use all 6 of these resources. For a 3rd action, to put Leo DeLuca into play. So there we are. And that means we get an extra action. So what I'll do, just to denote it's an extra action, we'll make it orange. So nearly the same colour, but not quite. Okay, so we've got 1 action over. What's she going to do? I think she's going to draw a card. We'll draw a card with this extra action. And we get emergency cash. Brilliant. It's about time we got some extra resources, especially after just spending that lot. So emergency cash supply, gain 3 resources. You can never be too prepared. Damn right. Okay, that's her done. That's her 4 actions. And that is it for the investigation phase. Next up, it is the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. As usual, we have the ghoul minion that isn't going to move because it's in the attic, so we'll leave that for now. And we've got our old friend the icy ghoul, which is probably wondering what the hell's going on in the cellar, seeing as nobody's coming to play. But it's in the cellar. Neither of them have the hunter ability, so they're both going to stay put That is it for the enemy phase. Next up, it is the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase. So let's move all our actions back. Up here. There we go. We've got to ready any exhausted cards. We've got no exhausted cards, so that's fine. Each investigator draws a card and gains a resource. So here is a resource for Roland. Putting him up to 2, and he can now gain a card. And he gets Dr. Milan Christopher, an asset, costs 4. He's got an intellect icon. He's a professor of entomology. Ally Miskatonic are his traits. You get +1 intellect. So as soon as we play him, we'll get +1 intellect. As a reaction, after you successfully investigate, gain 1 resource. Cool. While I truly pray that this nightmare is just a singular abomination, I must admit that I am exhilarated by the possibility that this is but one specimen of a new genus. Well, you're a nut. He gives us 1 extra damage and 2 sanity, so that's pretty good. And obviously he is an ally. I think we can only have 1 ally in play at a time. I'll have to check that. In fact, we can, so I can't put guard dog in play, can I? I get it right in the end. I'll just check that. I don't think guard dog and beat cop can be out at the same time. Let me have a think. Oh, I'm back. Yes. I did catch it in the end. Yep, guard dog, it's an ally. You can't have 2 allies. We already have beat cop. So we'll get those 3 resources back. And what would he have done for the action where he promoted guard dog? Well, what he would have done is he would have got another resource. How rubbish is that? So while Wendy has been doing a lot of fantastic stuff, all Roland's been doing is going through his house trying to find things, which isn't very helpful. But at least we did actually get rid of Frozen in Fear. So just to reiterate what I've done there, I did promote guard dog. I couldn't. It was an ally. We already had beat cop. So what I've done instead is I've took that back, took the resources back, and added an additional resource for what he would have done with his 3rd action. So fixed it. Out of order, but I fixed it. Right, let's just carry on. So yes, he got an extra card, which Dr. Milan Christopher, he got his extra resource. Wendy, she gets an extra resource. Oh, she's got 1. And she gets another card. And that is... Ooh, lucky. That's a good one. So it costs 1. It's an event, sorry. Lucky. Fortune, fast. So it doesn't cost an action to play. Play when you would fail a skill test. Get +2 to your skill value for that test. Brilliant. So, G's pulled a couple of good cards in Emergency Cash and Lucky. And that is the end of the upkeep phase. And also the end of turn 6. Especially good stuff, seeing as I managed to avoid the error with guard dog. And we managed to pull it back. So, nothing for it really, is it? Other than to get on with the laugh and chuckle phase of turn 7. And here we are at the start of turn 7. So our inability to get anything done means there's now 4 doom on this agenda out of 7. Oh, come on. We've got to get going. And we have... yeah, the agenda's not going to flip over, so it's encounter card time. What's he going to get now? A swarm of rats. So at least they're quite easy. They've only got combat 1, 1 health, 3 to evade. They are a hunter, but let's kill them. A horde of cruel rats skitters forth in an undulating wave of claws, teeth and mottled fur. So, enemy. Ooh. So, there you go there. And Wendy's card is Grasping Hands, Treachery, Hazard, Revelation, Test Agility. Well, at least agility's okay. 3. For each point you fail by, take a damage. Decaying hands rise up from below and grasp and claw at your ankles. Nice. So her agility is 4, that's 3, so that's -1 or better already. Is there anything we can chuck at it? We have got lucky. And no, that should be enough, shouldn't it? We've got a redraw anyway, so yeah. So we need a -1 or better, and we get an auto fail. So we're gonna have to draw something. We'll get rid of the knife. I probably should have got rid of that last time instead of stray cat, but doesn't matter. -1, good enough. We get rid of that. So we didn't have to lose any of any damage. So that's good. Well, any more damage, we're already on 6. So that is it. That swarm of rats is a pain. But let's move on into the investigation phase. And here we are at the investigation phase. So, what to do, what to do, what to do? Well, we're going to have to deal with these rats, I think. Unless we have Wendy go first. Yes, we'll have Wendy go first. She's in the same place. I think she can attack this swarm of rats. I don't think you have to be engaged with them. I think there's something that happens if you miss. But let's be honest, it's only a swarm of rats. They've got, what? A combat of 1. She's got a combat of 1. She's got the Derringer, which will give us +2. So that'll be a -2 or better. She's going to chuck anything at it. Got anything with the combat. Let's chuck the leather coat at it. So that'll be a -3 or better. Oh, she's spending a ammo. Because she's going first. And she gets... oh, another auto fail. Right, she's going to draw again. What's she going to chuck this time? She's going to chuck manual dexterity. She's picking a lot of auto fails up, isn't she? And we get a -1. So it's a good job that she's got this redraw ability. So that she has killed the swarm of rats. Normally, we'd let Roland kill the swarm of rats because of his ability, but there are no clues at the hallway, so it doesn't matter who kills the swarm of rats in the hallway, and we want him to keep as many of his actions as possible for going into the cellar. So the swarm of rats have gone. We still have 2 actions for Wendy. I think what she'll do, obviously because I've been redrawing on a couple of tests, that's why we haven't played Rabbit's Foot. I think she'll play Emergency Cash. We did lose, didn't we? The weakness has gone, hasn't it? No, it hasn't. Oh no, it's Roland that's got his weakness out. Oh, so... oh, mind you, we've only got 1. Yeah, let's play Emergency Cash and get 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Bring us up to 4. So that's 2 actions spent. Third action, we will draw a card. And we get the baseball bat. Brilliant. So, cost 2, it's an asset, it's got a combat icon, item, weapon, melee, action, fight. You get +2 combat for this attack. This attack deals +1 damage. If a skull or a tentacle symbol is revealed during this attack, discard baseball bat after the attack resolves. And it's two-handed, this guy, but it may come in useful. And we've got additional action now from Leo. What to spend that on? Should we get another card? Let's get another card. We don't want to go into the cellar on our own. And we get Cunning Distraction, cost 5. Well, we've got... we did spend emergency cash. This is willpower and a wild card. Cool. So we only need one more resource to be able to spend this because of emergency cash. Cunning Distraction, tactic, evade. Automatically evade all enemies at your location. That should buy us some time. Ooh, that's pretty good. So, yeah. So, a couple of good draws there. That's okay. That is the end of her investigation phase. Next up is Roland. Finally, Roland can get to have a look in his cellar. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to move for one action into the cellar. That's one action. This means that the icy ghoul will engage. And we're going to fight him. We have our 45 automatic. We have beat cop. So that's +1, +2. 6 versus 4. Are we going to throw anything else at it? No, I don't think so. I think -2 or better will be good enough. Let's go for it. Come on, we need a hit. And we get a skull. I think a skull is -2. Yeah, it's -2 because we've got 2 ghouls, so that is good enough. That means we do some damage on our second action. We used up a bullet. Spend 1 ammo, and we got +1 damage. And 1 damage ourselves, so that's 2. For our last action, we're going to spend another ammunition and do exactly the same. And we get another skull token. Yes! So we killed it. At last. He comes to the party. This guy's gone. It's a victory point. So we'll put that onto 2. We've got 2 victory points. And I believe we could... Oh, we should have whipped the cellar over. We'll do it now. We'll just see. I think there are some clues here. So have a look at the cellar. Location. The stairs leading down to the cellar are slick and they glisten with a thin layer of ice. Let's flip it over because there's somebody down there. We've got a shroud of 4. Nasty. But we also get 2 clues times the number of investigators. There are 4 clues down here. Forced after you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. Should have took this before. I do apologise, but he is down to... Whoop. He's down to 6 damage now. Put that in there. And we need those clues. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So apologies, was slightly out of order, but I don't think it makes any material difference. Now, he could pick up one of those with his special ability, but he's not going to do that because he's going to take a clue off cover up. So we've just got to get 2 more off cover up. And that is it for Roland's go, and that is it for the investigation phase. Next up is the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. We've got one less enemy this time. We just have the ghoul in the attic. And because that doesn't have the hunter keyword, it's not going anywhere. So that is it for the enemy phase. Let's move straight on to the upkeep phase. And here's the upkeep phase. So let's refresh all our actions. All that up here. Let's any exhausted cards to be refreshed. No, there isn't. So that's that for that. So it's draw another card and another resource. Got quite a few resources now. Has Roland. Whoop. And he gets another card, which is emergency cash. So he could have a shed load of resources soon enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's got 8 cards. Is there anything to get rid of? I think... Do we need emergency cash? Not really. We don't really need magnifying glass. Let's have a look at deduction. Oh, need to be investigating a location. I thought I might have got an extra clue there, but no. We got our clue through killing a monster, not investigating the location. Right, so what shall I get rid of? Should I get rid of anything? Should I get rid of this? No, I'll keep this. We'll get rid of magnifying glass because we've still got the flashlight. So there we go. And at the same time, I've made sure we've still got a hand size of 8. Let's move on to Wendy. Right, she gets an extra resource. She's up to 5, and she gets a card. I'm just thinking one of our viewers, the Shib, he calls these like sandwich wrappers. He's right. If I do really get to like the game, I'll buy the premium version rather than the sandwich wrapper version. What's this anyway? Costs 2, it's an event. Oh, 2 intellect icons. Look what I found. Fortune. Fast. Play after you fail a skill test by 2 or less while investigating. Discover 2 clues in your location. This is amazing. She can get down into the cellar next turn. Let's do it. That is a good card. Not bad, not bad. I'd still like her to get... I think we used backstab, didn't we? I think this sneak attack. We'd like her to get sneak attack, I think, because we may be getting close now to actually fighting the main bod. So yes. Okay, so that's it for the upkeep phase. That is it for turn 7, and that is it for the episode. So yeah, we still need to get rid of cover up. We have got rid of the icy ghoul, but hopefully we can investigate for some more stuff and some more clues, and we can get rid of that. If we leave at least 1 clue to be investigated in the cellar, so say Wendy gets the other 3, he can still keep trying to get that clue and taking the clues instead off cover up. So I think that's what Roland will do. Hopefully we will soon be in a position to fight the main man. We need 6 clues in order to move the act on. We've currently got 4, but there are 4 available now in the cellar. Yes, so thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the views, the likes, the subscriptions. Thanks for all the help and support. All the tips and strategies are very welcome, and thank you for supplying them. As ever, if I've made a balls up, please let me know. I caught a couple there, but it is my first game, so that's why I promoted Guard Dog, and then it didn't strike me till later that it was 2 allies. But I did catch it in the end. But I know it was out of sequence, but it is my first game. So hopefully I caught most of my errors. and we are okay. But if you've spotted anything else or any glaring tactical mistakes, I know I've made a couple. There has been a few comments say like, oh, why didn't you do that, why didn't you do this, and you don't have to be engaged with an enemy to fight it and all that sort of stuff. So thanks so much for that. It really does help me learn the game. So if I've done anything else like that in this episode, please let me know. And if I can't fix it, I will certainly bear it in mind going forwards. Is there anything... Oh, yes, of course. Everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you very much. That's amazing. And I think we shall leave it there until next time. So, until episode 5 of Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot, this is me, CatWeazle, signing off. Toodaloo.